Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic is inventory management. So, first, we need to know what is inventory. See, there are five M's associated with input to any organization. We have already discussed many times that there are five M's in an organization, which is man, machine, material, money, and management. And however, the relative importance of each of M is can vary organization to organization. It means that some inventory is important for one organization, whereas other kind of inventory is important for other kind of organization. So if we can define the term inventory, it comes out as stock of goods or list of goods. In a manufacturing concern, uh, it includes raw material, work in process, and store of finished goods. Here on the slide, we can see the meaning of inventory. Inventory refers to the stock of production firm is offering for sale and the component that make up the product. That means all the inputs which are required to produce any goods or any work in process inventory or the finished goods all comes under inventory. In short, inventory is such type of asset which will be disposed of in future in ordinary course of business. So uh, inventory is basically the stock of goods, commodities, or other resources that are stored at any given point of time for future production needs. Now we come to the question where we need to answer why we need to store inventory or how many type of inventory. First, we need to know how many type of inventories are there. Then we will discuss why it is important to store different kind of inventories. There are few kind of inventory. When we go through different books, we can find different terminology for inventory. So basically there are few types of inventory. First is raw material. Raw material is the kind of inventory which is used to produce any goods. Second is work in process inventory. This is the inventory where the inputs are in the process of conversion and it is not yet converted into output. So that is called work in process inventory. Consumables and spares. So consumables are the product that are required recurringly. That means which which is required, uh, which is not mainly required for the production purpose, but it is required time and again, such as stationary item, which is required for working in office. So it is not the input for conversion purpose, but it is required. Then it is finished good, which is the output of the your organization, which is required for further circulation and sales purpose. Now, second, the next kind of inventory is known as buffer inventory. It is the kind of inventory which is held to protect against any uncertainty in demand and supply. If there is any uncertainty of demand or supply, for example, supply or demand may fluctuate for any reason. So, for that purpose, to protect uh, in such scenario, an organization keep buffer inventories. And last one is transit inventory. Transit inventory is the inventory which is in the movement or transportation. So these are the kind of inventories. Now we move on to the main objectives of holding inventory. So first objective is transaction motive. That means it the inventory is required to maintain, facilitate, and conduct production process and sales operations smoothly. Second is precautionary motive. Precautionary motive includes holding of inventory to guard any risk or unpredictable change in demand and supply. And then it is third one is called speculative motive. Speculative motive is to influence the decision to increase or decrease inventory level to take advantage of price fluctuation. That means if there is any price fluctuation, so and as an organization or as a manufacturer, you hold the inventory so you can take advantage out of the situation arises due to price fluctuation. So these are the uh, primary motives, although there are secondary motives of holding inventory. So uh, these motives are defined as follows. First, to ensure continuous supply of material and facilitate uninterrupted production. That means to conduct a smooth production process, one need to ensure that there is a sufficient amount of inventory in their stock. Second is to maintain sufficient stock of raw material during short supply. That means you need to maintain inventory to protect your organization or to safeguard your production process in case of short supply of raw material. If your supplier is not able to supply you raw material, so in that case you need to hold some inventory to smooth functioning of your production process. Then is to maintain sufficient finished good for efficient customer service. That means if customer required something and you have in your inventory, so you can immediately fulfill the demand of customer. So your customer will become loyal to your organization. Then to minimize cost, if you purchase inventory in bulk, so sometimes supplier gives you certain kind of discounts on purchasing in bulk. So in that way you can maintain the minimization of cost, or you can maintain minimum cost for purchasing inventory. Last one is to maintain optimum level of investment in inventory. So in basic objective of inventory management is to control the cost or the investment in the inventory levels so that you cannot over invest or under invest in inventories. Now we come to risk and cost involved in holding inventories. So if you hold inventory, there are certain risks and costs are involved if you are over storing or under storing the inventories. So there are certain costs which we can discuss right now. First is your capital cost. Capital cost is the amount or financial resources which you involve in holding inventory. So that is the cost of purchasing inventory. Second is cost of ordering. Whenever you order for inventory, there are certain paperwork, there are certain inspection or transportation involved in the transportation cost involved in the ordering of inventory. So such cost is called ordering cost or setup cost. Certain time it is called setup cost also. Then it comes to cost of stock out. This is the situation when you run out of stock. So if you don't have a stock and you get some certain orders to fulfill, so you cannot fulfill that order. So this is the cost of stock out of inventory. Then it is Next is storage and handling cost. So storage and handling cost is the holding cost of inventory. When you hold certain inventories, so you need to store it, you need to um, do insurance of your um, inventories. So these are the costs which is involved in storing and handling inventories. So this is also called holding cost of inventory. Then there are a risk of price decline when you hold a large amount of inventory. So there is always a risk of price decline of your inventory. So in that case, you have already incurred the cost which is higher. So you there is an opportunity cost of price decline as well. Then there is a risk of obsolescence and pilferage cost. That means if you are holding certain inventory and it will become obsolete due to any law in your country, or due to any amendment or change in law of your country, or due to certain new technology which can obsolete certain kind of raw materials, so with that cost will be incurred by your organization. So that is called risk or cost of obsolescence. And pilferage cost means it is the cost of theft. That means if you are holding certain inventory, maybe there is a theft in inventory. So certain amount of inventory you can lose due to pilferage. Then last risk and cost is called risk of spoilage and depreciation in quality. Certain When you hold certain kind of inventories, there is a risk of spoilage. That means they can be rotten. And in case of electronic item or electrical item or machinery, the cost of depreciation also incur, which includes in the cost of inventories. So for the calculation purpose, there are two kind of cost is important, and an organization always take into consideration for these two types of cost. First was ordering cost, which is setup cost or acquisition cost. So the ordering cost include the cost of requesting, purchasing, ordering, transporting, receiving, and inspecting of inventories. So when you demand when you demand supply inventory from the supplier, in that case you need to incur an ordering cost, which involves the purchase, making purchase orders, transporting, receiving cost, and inspecting and sorting out the inventories. So these are there are costs involved in such activities also. So this kind of activities uh, cost is called ordering or acquisition or setup cost. Second kind of cost is carrying cost. So carrying cost or holding cost. So carrying and holding cost, when you receive the item, now it need to be stored certain in a certain building or a certain way. There need to do insurance of such inventories, because there are too much cost involved in inventory, so you need to be insured. There are obsolescence and spoilage costs, which we have discussed earlier. There may be damage or theft, or serving cost, which is clerical and accounting cost, which is managerial cost. That means whatever workers, employees you have involved in such activities, the cost of the salaries of such persons. So these combination of these costs is called carrying or holding cost. So one thing is very clear, that the ordering cost is inversely proportionate to the level of inventory. That means the more you carry inventory, the less you will order. And the carrying cost is directly proportionate to amount of inventory, because the the more you carry inventory, the more you hold inventory, the cost of storage, cost of insurance, cost of damage or theft also increases. So there is a direct relationship between amount of inventory and the carrying cost. So these are the basics of inventory and inventory management and the cost and risk associated with the inventories. So in tomorrow's topic, we will discuss inventory management and control and various techniques by which we can manage inventory and segregate inventory and the amount, when to order the inventory, how much to order the inventory. So bye for now.